And hello, this is Renae, and we're having Carol chat today with Sue Haefner. Sue Haefner, as an actor, has performed on Broadway, national tours, and in London in shows including Billy Elliot, 42nd Street, Thoroughly Modern Millie, as you see behind her right now, State Fair, Damn Yankees, and she was Rosemary Clooney in Rosemary Clooney the Musical, which I really want to see. And she is the founder of the Little Yellow House Studio, where she teaches and or presents voice, acting, musical theater, and communication coaching. And she gives virtual and live concerts, and I have been lucky enough to see some of those. And in one of her recent workshops, it was called The Incredible Lightness of Love. And I just have to say, Sue is one of the warmest, most thoughtful, beautiful, inside and out, talented people I've ever known. And I'm so gratified to have called her my friend for the past 26 years. So welcome to Carol Chat, Sue.
Thank you, Renee. It's so good to be here. You're one of the warmest people I know, so it's a good duo.
Coming from you, that is a big compliment. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for having your Thoroughly Modern Millie poster in the background.
Thank you.
So you and I go back 26 years.
Yes, we met at Fort Salem Theater, Summer Theater, and we were
in New York.
In Greenwich, New York, and we were Rosebud and Drood in Mystery of Edwin Drood. Fast friends. Didn't we build the sets and the costumes too? It felt like we were doing everything.
We did, and we would take these walks at night before the show opened in this loop it was like this field surrounded by woods, and the fireflies were like the stars had come down into the trees. I will never forget that. It was such a special time. And we were
so
roommates.
Magical.
Right?
We were. We had a bunch of roommates. I remember at one time, I think there were 5 of us living in this house. Yeah, that was. And those kind of experiences, those summer stock experiences, I think infuse the spirit of, what we went on to do in our career. I mean, that's what made me love theater, love singing, love collaborating with people like you. It was a special time.
It really was. You got to rough it a little bit.
Yes.
To actually be able to appreciate, I don't know, comfort and luxuries and, I don't know, I think it does create better friends. And I don't know, did I ever tell you that at first it was one of these big group, auditions where there's a whole bunch of people watching you at the same time from different summer stock theaters. And they had asked me to play Rosebud. Did I ever tell you that?
Oh, awesome.
And no, it wasn't awesome. I was like, I will ruin your production if you cast me as Rosa, but I don't have that voice. But Drood has always been my dream role. I can do that one really well. And so they said, okay. And I cut my hair. I had long hair then. I cut it really short. And then they found you. And thank goodness they found you, because you were the perfect Rosebud. And so we got to play opposite each other, and that's how we met.
Oh, that's amazing. And that reminds me of my entire career, because I definitely tend to be the second choice in casting.
I don't think they met you yet, though.
Okay, well, that's good too. Yeah, but even in first grade, I had a solo for the May Day ceremony, and it was only because I fit in the dress. I think I was second choice to Joni, but that's okay.
But that's Broadway too. You fit the costuming.
I did. That was my casting in 42nd Street, because I fit the costuming. So, yeah. Anyway, but we digress.
Right.
Or maybe not.
But let's say one more thing about Drood, and that was that it was so fortuitous that we met, because you and I were both engaged to be married that summer. You were going to be married, I believe, in July, and I was supposed to be married in August. And both of us, we didn't even know each other. We were in different parts of the country and everything. We'd both called off our weddings.
We did.
And ended up working there together. And so you and I commemorated the day that was going to be your wedding day, and we did the same thing on my day. But we never regretted not getting married in those particular.
We didn't. We didn't, and I don't mind saying I'm engaged now.
And yes, congratulations.
To the right person.
To the right
You're
person.
So sweet.
He's
That's
a lucky guy.
Thank you. We're thrilled. Yes. And then one other thing about Drood is that you were the best scene partner. I felt like there was this talking and listening and companionship that you
Aw.
just don't get all the time, which is
It's
super
true. You
cool.
don't always get it, and it makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it? But you were fabulous too. Oh,
Oh,
we could talk
thank
about
you.
Drood for another hour, couldn't
I
we?
know.
And then, so then when, and I didn't even live in New York at the time, and I don't know if, I don't think you did either, but we eventually ended up in New York. We were able to stay friends even though there was no internet. We wrote to each other. I don't remember how we got back in touch, but then I put together a girl group called the Romantics.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
and Nancy were the first two I called.
Oh, and I was so nervous to sing with the both of you. I was
Yes,
honored. I
I
know.
was honored to
Looking
sing with
back,
you.
oh, that's awesome. We had a really good blend. Yeah, we did some
We
cool
do. Well,
stuff.
somebody actually told me once that they had no idea that we knew each other. Like, you remind me so much of my good friend Sue Haefner. I'm like, that
Yeah,
is
you
such a
can, you
compliment.
can't you can't plan that stuff. You can't
You
learn it when
can't. I
there's a
know.
timbre that just is compatible. When
It's
we,
true.
the harmonies with you and Nancy and with you
Yep.
too, singing duets and you're,
Yep.
in the caroling. I
Right.
always felt like the everything was super easy.
It's true. Sometimes things just line up like that. And yeah, we have to, we're gonna, I looked for a recording, but I killed my computer earlier this year. I
Oh,
spilled water on the keyboard. So I totaled it.
oh,
And this is a
yeah,
new one.
yeah,
And now I've got to go and find those recordings. But they're good. We sounded good together.
yeah. I think we did.
And then we were caroling together.
Yes,
And that was
yes.
fabulous. So that was 19. We started the caroling company in 1997. I Smile in New York Productions,
Hmm.
Fabulous Fezziwigs. And you joined us in 98.
Yeah, so I'm almost an originator. Happy anniversary. I'm so excited.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, well, let's lift these now. See,
Oh,
it's
sure.
morning and it's April, so I didn't
April
have time to put
25th.
up my tree. But hey,
Ah,
it's coffee.
happy.
And
I
what are you
love it.
drinking?
I have a little cranberry with seltzer.
That
Hmm.
is perfect. That is perfect. Well, cheers to us in
Cheers.
25 years.
Yes, amazing. You're awesome.
Mm, you're awesome. People
I
are probably
love it.
rolling their eyes at this point at our Mutual Admiration Society. But well, so
Hey,
let's move on to carols. So you were telling me that there was a particular carol that you have a memory with that I would really love for you to tell everybody.
yes, it's Oh Holy Night, which is probably a favorite of many people. We sang it with the carolers. I did an arrangement with the trio with you when we did our gigs way back in the day.
Mhm.
This song, I grew up with folk music. So my dad would play his guitar and sing Oh Holy Night, and the song goes back to what, 1847, translated from a French poem. And it's about hope and human redemption. And dad would always, I started singing when I was 4 years old with him playing the guitar. And I don't have my guitar with me, but he'd, oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. And it always felt sort of like a lullaby, He just, and to this day, memories of singing with my dad and with the rest of our family, folk music was
Oh,
so special. Yeah, I'm going to keep singing. Is that okay?
please do. I was going to
Okay.
ask.
Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appears and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, night divine. Oh, I can
Oh,
hear him in my head.
you can hear your dad?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell
Oh,
me
it's
more about that. What was it like on Christmas Eve or all through the season or Christmas Day? Were you by the tree? What did that look like?
all through the season, there was this little sunken living room area that was attached to our main, I don't even know what we called it, but there was a little fireplace, and it was all through the year. He would sing A Thousand Miles Behind, Pack Up Your Sorrows, all sorts of folk songs. And then when it came time for the Christmas season, the holiday season, Silent Night was another favorite. I'm sure we did all the classic kids' favorite songs, but there were 6 kids in my family. And 3 of us ended up learning how to play, 4 of us ended up learning how to play the guitar. And also on 4th of July, we'd have big hootenannies. So, the spirit of singing and also harmonizing, that's how I learned to harmonize. So somehow instinctively, I learned to sing a third lower, it's third higher. And it was a family event. It's how we spent our time. We weren't on our iPads. And it was well before the internet. And not that that's a bad thing. I mean, there's all sorts of ways to connect now with music. But it was a way for us to get together. I still go home. My dad still plays the piano, and he plays the piano for me, and I sing along. So that's really exciting. We haven't seen each other as much because of the pandemic, but I'm vaccinated now, so
Yay!
hope
Good
to
for
visit
you.
soon. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'll be great. I'm not vaccinated yet either, but I went through it, so I'm sort of halfway I mean, I was sick with it, so I'm sort of, I feel half
Perfect.
vaccinated. They say that's like having your first shot.
That's perfect. That's
I
great.
just have to get
Excellent.
my second
Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
my
with the
gosh.
caroling company, when you called me to get in, it just felt like it was a good fit because we already did sing harmonies together,
Yeah.
and I already knew a lot of these songs because I grew up in choruses and as well as singing with my family. So it just made, although your arrangements were really hard,
Uh,
I love being challenged by the music.
you were up for it. You were
I
up for it.
was, I was.
Yeah, yeah. And after so many years, because you were with us for many years before, you started getting whisked away to, well, the first one was State Fair, your first Broadway show, right? And
Yep.
then you come back like the others, when you're not on Broadway, but then ultimately you moved up to Vermont where the little yellow house is.
Yes, yeah, it's a little harder to commute down for gigs, but
Yeah.
I'm there in spirit. Yeah.
You are there in spirit, and you are always welcome to come back.
Thank
You
you.
always have a home with us at I Smile New York, whether you're a fabulous Fezziwig or a Broadway caroler.
I love it. I love it.
Here's
You're
to
here.
us, old friend.
Old
Merry
friend.
Christmas.
Merry
And happy
Christmas.
25th.
Happy 25th.
Love you.
Yay. Love you. Mm.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Yum.
And